Cell membranes are essential for life as they create a barrier between the inside and the outside of a cell, allowing for biochemical reactions to take place and energy to be harvested. But how did the first membranes form on early Earth, more than 4.5 billion years ago, when there was no life yet? Well, one possible answer comes from a recent paper published in Communications, Earth and Environments by a team of researchers from Newcastle University. They built a laboratory reactor that mimics the conditions of alkaline hydrothermal vents, which are found on the ocean floor and are powered by chemical reactions of water and rocks. These vents are considered to be a promising environment for the origin of life, as they provide a source of energy, organic molecules, and a natural pH gradient that could drive carbon fixation and metabolism. But what are hydrothermal vents exactly? And why are they so important for the origin of life and cell membranes? Well, that's what we're going to find out in today's episode. So sit back and relax, because this one's going to be interesting. I'm your host, Mr. Earth Guy, and you're listening to Earth SciShow. Hydrothermal vents are like hot springs on the sea floor, where seawater seeps into the cracks of the Earth's crust and is heated by the underlying mantle. As heated seawater moves through the Earth's crust, it picks up dissolved gases and minerals and then erupts them from the sea floor, forming mineral-rich chimneys. Depending on how hot the fluid is, it can carry different minerals in solution, and different minerals will precipitate out of different temperatures. This results in two types of vents, black smokers and white smokers. The vents release scaldingly hot fluids that has mixed with dissolved gases and minerals, creating a unique chemical environment that is rich in hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and bicarbonate. These are the basic ingredients for the synthesis of organic molecules, such as amino acids, nucleotides, and fatty acids, which are the building blocks of proteins, DNA, and cell membranes, respectively. In order to understand how the organic molecules may have been created, the researchers started with magnetite, a mineral rich in iron and oxygen, and used as a catalyst to reduce carbon dioxide and bicarbonate, which were abundant in the ancient oceans, using things like hydrogen gas. They found that this reaction produced a range of organic compounds, including long-chain fatty acids with up to 18 carbon atoms. These fatty acids are amphiphilic. This means that the head loves water and the tail hates water, or hydrophilic and hydrophobic. These properties allow them to spontaneously self-assemble into vesicles or spherical structures in the water. These vesicles could have acted as primitive cell membranes, enclosing and concentrating other organic molecules and creating a microenvironment for further chemical evolution. The researchers also showed that the magnetite surface was oxidized during the reaction, suggesting that it donated electrons to the carbon dioxide and bicarbonate, facilitating their reduction. The authors of the study concluded that the mixing of hydrogen-rich fluid from alkaline hydrothermal vents with bicarbonate-rich water over magnetite on the early Earth could have been a source of primitive amphiphilic cell membranes for the first protocells. They also speculate that this mechanism could have contributed to the generation of some of the organic molecules found in meteorites, and that similar chemistry could be occurring in the subsurface of icy moons in our solar system, like Europa, where hydrothermal activity has been detected. This study is a remarkable example of how laboratory experiments can simulate and test plausible scenarios for the origin of life, and how geochemistry and geobiology can inform each other. It also demonstrates the importance of understanding the role of minerals in prebiotic chemistry and how they can mediate the transformation of simple inorganic molecules into complex organic molecules. And that's it for today's podcast. Short and sweet, and I want to apologize for taking a break for a couple of months. I'm now back on the scene and I'll be releasing weekly podcasts on Earth SciShow. If you enjoyed this, please share it with your friends and family. Do follow and like this podcast as it really helps the algorithm. You've been listening to Earth SciShow, and I'm your host, Mr. Earth Guy. And remember, stay curious.